Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today and happy Valentine's Day. I thought I would do a chatty get ready with me while kind of putting on a Valentine's Day look. And anytime I think Valentine's Day, I think red lipstick. I mentioned this in the Will I Buy It. I was like, I'm not gonna get it, I'm not gonna get it. And oddly, it's here. We'll try it on later. It's the new matte lipstick from Lancome, but it's got a heart-shaped bullet. Oh, just in time for Valentine's Day. All right, I'm gonna start with the Auric Glow Lust. I have the lightest shade in Morganite. I don't really need any more glow, but I love this product. All right, so I was thinking about this the other day because I also have the Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I have the Elevated Glow from Lisa Eldridge. And I feel like they're all very different products. I feel like this one, because it is more hydrating and it has more of a thick, almost like a thick foundation feel to it. If you're trying to decide what would work good in your collection, if you don't have any of these products, I would say this is more geared towards somebody who needs hydration because they have dry skin or just like an extra glowy look. It brings a beautiful glow to the skin. But what I like about it is it doesn't make my combo skin oily. Now, this is where I tell you, it's still winter where I live. I don't know how this is going to do come warmer months, but I really like the way that it looks under foundation. I have yet to put it on top of foundation, but there have been days that I wear just this. All right, I'm gonna move on to my Shiseido Syncro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. I think if you're thinking about the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow, it's much more lightweight. I would say that that is one of those products where it definitely is thinner. It's not quite as heavy. It doesn't feel as much like a hydrating product and more just like a light liquid layer. And I would say that the Charlotte Tilbury is in between. I feel like I get more of a really glowy glass skin look from the Lisa Eldridge. I get more of a kind of pretty but glowy look that's really close to my skin tone from the Auric and from the Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like the Lisa Eldridge is a little deeper. Even the lightest shade is a little deeper than I would like it to be. I have the lightest shade in all of these products, and I feel like the one from Lisa is a beautiful highlight. And it does look nice under the skin, but I feel like this is the one I like underneath because I see the glow just a little bit more through. I like the look of the Lisa Eldridge as a liquid highlight on top because I like the way that the glow is so intense, but not too shiny. I know that's weird to say that it's intense but not shiny. Anyway, I like them all. I find that I reach for the Auric as a base product and for the Lisa Eldridge as a highlight, and I kind of don't reach for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. I don't know. That's just where I find myself at right now. So I have a little bit of the Beauty Pie Under Eye Corrector underneath my eye, and I'm trying to decide which one of these concealers, these are both from my February makeup bin, which one of these is going to be best. I think I'm going to go for the e.l.f. one today. I don't need a lot of coverage here. Just a couple of spots that I always need just a little extra coverage. And then when I see how many dots I put on my face, I'm like, maybe that's more than a little extra coverage. Both of my girls are taking classical music lessons. My youngest plays the violin and my oldest plays piano. And they're both working towards a competition. My oldest, her competition is at the end of this month and she's starting to really stress out. She is also the pianist for her school's orchestra, and both my girls play in the school orchestra. And she just got handed a new piece. They have a performance coming up this weekend, and she's just a little bit stressed out. She's like, I've got this performance, and then the next week I have my competition, and I don't know what to practice for because I have to learn this. The whole orchestra is counting on me. So my kids are stressed out a little bit. Thankfully, my youngest violin competition is not until May, so she still has time. There's been a lot of music in my house recently. I mean, there always is, but like on a different level because both of the kids have kicked up their regular amount of time practicing to like intensified. Like yesterday, my oldest practiced for an hour and a half. She normally only practices for 45 minutes a day. And she bumped it up to an hour and a half, and I could tell like, oh, we're getting a little bit nervous. I was one of those kids growing up in a home where there was a ton of music, and that's why my kids are also very involved in music. But when I was a kid, my mom and dad really encouraged me because my music teacher encouraged me to be part of competitions, and it super stressed me out when I was a kid. I always expected to, be perfect, and I never was, because when are we ever perfect? And despite all of the practicing I did, I got nothing but anxiety from music competitions. And so my kids, I've never pressured them to do music competitions. I even kind of was like telling the teachers, yeah, just don't bring it up, But the one thing that the teachers are interested in is that they want the kids to have the opportunity to have somebody other than their teacher or their parent, give them feedback on their music, which is great. So there is a process called adjudication where it's not the competition, and you just have other professional teachers, listen to what you're doing, give you feedback. Here's what's great. Here's what could use a little work. And it's a great way to, hear somebody else's perspective. And I like that my kids do that. But last year, my oldest was like, well, can I do the competition and the adjudication? She's the one that I worry about because she pushes herself so hard. And I was like, do you want to do that? Or are you being encouraged by your teacher to do that? She goes, no. All my friends are doing it and I want to do it too. And I was like, okay. They're both starting to feel a little bit of that pressure and that stress. And I'm trying so hard to remind them, you're doing fine. You don't have to stress about this. If you get too close and you don't feel comfortable, we don't have to do the competition. And they're like, don't say that, I'm totally doing it. And I don't know, I'm having a hard time. And maybe this is me just being stressed out for them because I remember that pressure growing up. But I didn't want to be that parent who would push my kids. I'll push them in other things, We have chores we need to get going on. Come on, chop, chop. But I really don't want to push them with expectations for things like that. They're great kids, they're excellent students. I really feel like they don't need me to push them on other things, but if they want to do it, I don't want to tell them no. But I'm starting to see some of that anxiety from both of my girls as they're practicing diligently to be ready for these competitions, and it's starting to add a little anxiety in my heart as well. I really like this powder, this light illusion powder from Flower. This is nice. I'm throwing on some of the Fenty bronzer today. I would love to know what you're doing for Valentine's Day today. I will admit, I've already been at the chocolate. This is terrible. This is where I tell you that I've had the hugest sweet tooth my entire life. I grew up as a latchkey kid in the 80s, walking to school, and I would like scrounge through the couch cushions. This is when people actually carried change in their pockets. My dad used to sit on the couch and all of the change would fall out of his pockets and he would never retrieve it. And I would go like scrounging through the couch cushions and, collect, I don't know, $1, $1.50 in change, and then hit the Quick Mart before I headed to school. So I always had a pack of Nerds or a pack of Runts or, all of those candies, that the sour type candies and the little just sweet tarts. Like, it wasn't really any chocolate. It was all just little tiny bits of sugar that I could share with my friends. You want a handful of Nerds? You want some Runts? And it was always sharing, but oh my goodness, I've had the worst sweet tooth my entire life. And now that it's Valentine's Day, oh my goodness, I've been eating Valentine candy since like end of December. I had a moment of reality the other day where I got on the scale and I was like, wait, what? And I realized it's all the candy I've been eating. I have to stop. I'm like, okay, after Valentine's Day, there's no more candy. My kids are in the habit also. They do this thing after dinner every night. We put the food away, they make lunches for the next day for school, and they sit down at the table and they have what they call a math date with their dad. And I'm like, it's time for a math date with daddy. And so they pull out their math assignments. Somehow they got into this habit of demanding chocolate for every math date. And I'm like, guys, we can't keep doing this. I can't keep pulling out M&Ms or Hershey Kisses or, a bar of chocolate. You need to actually just do your math. Your daddy's here to help you. He will answer your questions. I will encourage you from the sidelines, but you don't get bribed with chocolate to do your math. But I don't know. And there's been a lot of like Valentine candy over the last month and a half. And it's also where I tell you I have a huge stash. Now I can't leave candy just like in the kitchen or in the pantry area because my kids will find it and it'll be gone. My youngest is like a little, I'll call her the sugar demon. She just like pounds through candy. She just loves it. She has like a stash, I'm sure, hidden in her room somewhere. And I make sure that I leave it in a place where my husband knows about it and that he keeps me accountable because I'm constantly forever in the sugar. Like my youngest gets her sweet tooth from me. And so the kids know where the candy stash is, but it's in my bedroom. It's like in my closet, like right here. And I have to remember as I'm sitting here, no, I'm talking about the candy and I'm like, don't eat the candy, leave the candy alone. And I don't know why I keep buying it. Well, I guess I know why, but I need to stop doing it. I picked up this Pat McGrath blush at the end of December. They were having a sale. I picked up an eyeliner. I'm like, you know what? Their blushes are on sale. I love this formula. This is a new one to my collection. I have the shade, I think Golden Venus. And this one here is the shade Fleurtatious. So this is what I'm using for blush today. I have been trying really hard to not clown cheeks it up. I am the queen of like over applying blush, way too much blush and really deep intense colors of blush because I love me a blush, but I realize that I look most like myself in lighter tones that are closer to my skin tone or not a real big, you know, bright burgundy stripe. I love this Shimmer and Strobe palette from Flower Beauty. I forgot how good this was and I just kind of go over the whole thing. I don't need anywhere near that much. That's a lot of highlight. And then just hit the high points. This is a really beautiful option. If you never picked up, I know it's discontinued now, the Bar of Gold palette from Charlotte Tilbury. She came out with a, you know, 3 shades of highlight and they're just like this, kind of a champagne, a pink, and a gold shade for holiday. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. I fell in love with that. I picked it up. It's still in my collection, still one of my favorites, but if you're looking for something that gives you that same feeling and you can just run your brush over all of the products, I would say this one, because you can still get this one from Flower, and the quality is so nice. Super, super nice. Valentine's Day is one of those things that ever since we have kids, my husband and I never really make a big deal out of. Like, you know, we passed out Valentine's cards this morning, everybody got a little piece of candy. Gave my husband a whole bag of peanut M&Ms. Those are his favorite. And, you know, we kind of just go through the day and then at the dinner table, we'll probably have dessert tonight. We don't have dessert every night of the week, but it's Valentine's Day. But we never really do anything more than just, you know, a slightly more chocolate focused day. We do the same thing for Easter. It's not really that big a deal. You know, we just eat a lot more chocolate on Easter, but I think it's really funny. Some people, you know, really love Valentine's Day. And I think we used to do a lot more like while we were still dating and then before we had children. But since then it's just kind of been like a, I don't know. We're not really big into Valentine's Day. But I would love to know what your plans are. Ooh, tell me what your favorite Valentine candy is. I always love chocolate. I love the Ferrero Rocher, those little, you know, crispy wafers with hazelnut and Nutella on the inside dipped in chocolate and rolled in hazelnuts. But I can't eat those because my husband has a hazelnut allergy. Like EpiPen, I'll die if I eat one, hazelnut allergy, and I can't bring them in the house. So I have to eat them when I'm not home and when I'm not going to see him for a while, and then I have to brush my teeth, like the whole shebang. That's the one thing I miss. I miss hazelnuts so much. I feel like I keep putting pencil in here and it's not getting better. Okay, give me a minute. I'll be right back. I can't believe how crazy my eyebrows got today. Like, I would say 50% of the time I have like a little bit less, and sometimes I look like this, like Sharpie brows. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna grab some mattes from the new Sydney Grace Be Mine palette. I'm going to use this shade and this shade here, just kind of lightly in my crease. I don't need a ton of, you know, color, just a little bit, because I want most of my shimmer and shine to be coming from a palette I tried for the first time yesterday. Oh, I was so excited by it. Even just wearing it like this would be super pretty, but I want to add some sparkle and some shine. I pulled this out for the first time yesterday. I had done nothing more than swatch it when I put it in my bin for this month. And I'm like, I really want to use that. And oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to, I think I'm going to stick to the more pinky shades here. I might pull in some, like maybe this kind of peachier shade here, but I'm going to start with this one on the bulk of the lid. And I'm just going to use my finger. I mean, they're so pretty. But when I got them on the eye yesterday, I was like, what is going on? Is this drugstore? Really? So gorgeous. I've always loved sparkle. I was like the kid who loved the glitter stickers when in the 80s when everybody had sticker collections, and I always wanted to wear the shirts that had like beadings and sequins and stuff. And when my kids were little and they started having those flipped sequins like tops, I always got them for them because it's like if they made it in my size, I would buy one. Probably wouldn't wear it except for around the house because I'm like, I'm a grown up, but like shiny things make me happy. They always have, always will. I'm gonna knock off the excess of the brush I was using before, and I'm just gonna use this to kind of smooth out that transition from sparkly to where my mattes were. This is of course taking it up a little higher than I wanted, but oh well. I want some of this on here. Maybe these are just best with fingers. This is how I put them on yesterday and they looked beautiful. I'm going to bring in a little bit of this shade here on a really small brush, a smaller kind of fluffy brush, and I'm just going to lightly dip in there because I don't want too much, just a hint of depth on the outside corner here. Ooh. I'm getting a little darker than I intended, but I like this. I'm going to have to stop here because I keep like playing and putting more on, and it got a little bit more metallic, a little bit more out of hand than I had anticipated. So I'm gonna pull myself in and I'm gonna throw on this Persona 24/7 waterproof eyeliner. I'm gonna hit my lash line and then probably just like in between my eyelashes a little bit. I'm gonna do the other eye, throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. It's time to put on this new lipstick. Oh, look how pretty. It's literally a velvet tube, like wow. And if you've never tried one of these L'Absolu lipsticks, you just press the rose on the top, it pops out the bottom. It's so pretty, but this one, oh, it's a little heart. I am so absolutely in love with this. I know, I said I wasn't gonna buy it, and here it is. Happy Valentine's Day to me. All right, you know I love a red lipstick. It's one of my favorite things ever to wear. I'm just gonna quickly swatch this and see what liner I have would go well with this. In trying to find a liner to go with it, I feel like some of the reds that I have are either too pink, too orange, and I'm gonna use this instead. This is the shade Cinnamon from Wayne Goss. It's gonna be a little darker than the lipstick, but it's the closest in tone. I feel like I might have gone a little farther over in this look overall than I had intended to. First of all, I wanted a really light eye look with very little, you know, like, but I went ham. I had so much fun with these. I know it's not a new release, but if you like sparkle and you like kind of like these rosy, kind of goldeny tones, oh, they're so pretty. Let me swatch some of these guys for you. These are the swatches. I know. And look, I have one here on my thumb too. I normally don't do a swatch on my thumb, but they're just beautiful. I feel like I've been getting better success when I pick them up with my finger and then I lay them down with my finger. They're crazy metallic. These are so impressive. That's just 5. There's one more in there, but I'll leave you with this. Super pretty, super sparkly. If you love a sparkle, you might really enjoy this. Lancome recently reformulated their L'Absolu Rouge lipsticks, and this is their new reformulation of their matte. I love the packaging of this. Crazy, beautiful. And this part here is new because the old L'Absolu lipsticks, where are they? The old ones look like this. And they were just black at the bottom with the gold band. They have made the change. I think they still have the same black case, the same gold push button on the top, but they do have kind of like this metallic, I don't know, it almost looks like a ribbing of some sort here at the bottom. Really pretty. I feel like this feels and smells like the matte formula I'm used to from Lancome. It definitely smells, if you have ever had a Lancome lipstick experience, you'll know what that smell is. I feel like I'm smelling just a hint of rose, the smallest whiff of rose, like just ever so barely. And then a lot of what smells like just traditional lipstick ingredient smells, you know, kind of like that waxy, I don't know, I really don't mind the scent of it at all. But what's interesting about this is that I thought that this heart shape is super cute, that it might actually help me. I felt like it kind of made it a little bit difficult to apply. I feel like the formula feels nice and lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy. It's been a while since I've bought one of the matte ones in the L'Absolu formula. And this is reformulated, so I will be interested to see. The other thing is the back end of it here that gives it that little heart shape. I don't know how long that's gonna last. I don't know that, you know, after several uses, it's still gonna keep its little heart shape, which might make it easier to apply. And the other thing I'll tell you is, unless I carry this in like a special little velvet pouch or something, this knocking around in my purse, even though it is velvet on the outside, that's gonna get knocked off and it's not gonna stay looking this pretty. So this might live here on my beauty table and not ever be like sent to the depths of my purse, because sometimes lipsticks go in there and bad things happen to them. I would love to know if you ever purchase Valentine's Day like items other than like candy and Valentine's cards, but like, do you buy like heart-shaped things? Is it something that I never really thought I was kind of like the cutesy person to do this sort of stuff? I don't have heart-shaped plates or utensils in my house, but like this heart-shaped lipstick, it's super cute. And then I realized this is very Valentine's Day themed, even though the colors aren't your traditional kind of like pink and purple. There are some pinks and purples in here, but I feel like it stretches itself for all year. But the fact that the packaging is XOXO and says "Be Mine," yeah, it's very Valentine's-y. Oh, I'm a little too excited about this, but don't forget to tell me what your favorite Valentine's Day candy is. I would love to know. The little sugar monster in me is like, what's your favorite? Have I tried it? Do I need to get some? Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.